Recording has started and we are starting our first class. Will the recording be accessible to all? Yes, Chandan, recording will be accessible to all. By the end of the day, I will upload this file in YouTube, and you all have the link of the YouTube, my YouTube channel. You can go there and watch. Okay. Anything I share the documents, I will send it to you, all of you by email, the group I have created. Yeah. So by the end of the day, you will have everything what I think you should have. I'm sharing my screen now. And okay. So I'm sharing my screen and you are seeing my screen also. Yes. Everybody good? We are seeing my screen? Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm seeing in the other laptop, no problem. Okay. So good morning, good afternoon. Today is our first class of SAP S4 HANA uh, sourcing and procurement line of business, also called module in ECC language, which is material management. Um, and we are going to do this class Saturday, Sunday from next week onwards. For today, this week it is his first class, so we keep it on Sunday. Uh, let's directly jump. All the admin related topics I will bring in the end of the class, not start. Okay. So today's lecture is on these topics I have shared in the info session: digital supply chain transformation, industry 4.0. SAP landscape. We'll talk about these interconnections between HANA, IBP, and Ariba. The students here who has joined, I've seen their profile, mixed background from supply chain, IBP. So that's why we will and cover IBP, HANA, and overall supply chain, because ultimately the technology itself does not deliver value, the business deliver value. So we need to keep this business. That's why this course is unique. I have attended many courses from 2009 onwards. My first SD and module course. Many courses, technology focused, configuration focused. So this course is different. Why it is different? Because I am bringing the business and technology together. Yeah, I'm not seeing Afifa who has joined or not. Please admit them, because it will be distracting for class. Okay, I expect at least this much from admin. Please just accept, admit them. So perfect. Thank you. Yeah. So uh, this SAP landscape is two part of it. One is the data flow from the business side, how they all interact. This different SAP application suite. That's what I'm going to cover. Then next week, Saturday or Sunday, I have invited an industry expert, enterprise architect. He's going to take this to the next level, because this cloud technology and BTP, and there's many things there which, as a business, like my background is strong in business and also very good in the SAP application side. Yeah, but definitely you need to know what you don't know. Yeah, so that is the architect side, enterprise architecture. Yeah, it's a very important topic, because as a solution advisor, we sit in this meeting when they present their design. Yeah, when they present their design, we need to understand what they're presenting, and whether that architecture will deliver value or not. Yeah, so to collaborate with them, we need to understand their language also. So that's why I had a very good call with him. I'm not going to disclose the name because I'm going to post it in LinkedIn sometime on Monday or Tuesday. So he is going to cover this. I already set the expectation with him. He's working on it. Okay. And future also, you will see if I see somewhere need to invite to a guest speaker, I'm going to invite to a guest speaker. Yeah, I've requested one from New York also. Um, let's see, she accepted that request. So we all have our expertise, and the purpose is to deliver business value, not to show how smart I am. Yeah, I'm definitely smart. That's why we have a class here. But we need to know what other things we need to cover in this course, and for that, I'm going to invite um, experts in those area through my LinkedIn network. Okay. Uh, in the hands-on system side, definitely today we're going to spend GUI and graphical user interface and Fiori navigation. This will be the system side. We will go through that. And difference between ECC and HANA, because ECC 6.0 at December, I think 2027. So this is the perfect time for you to attend this course, is because the demand for migration from ECC to HANA is increased significantly. Yeah, I think only 30% of the ECC clients are currently in HANA. So there is a huge opportunity in 2026 and 2027 for the brownfield project. Means brownfield means somebody already has SAP ECC, they want to switch to HANA, and they need those consultants, yeah, functional consultants. I am working extra with you to make you functional consultant and solution advisor. So definitely we will have some more topics to cover that. Integration touch point, yeah, we will cover that also. So the first topic here is digital transformation. Yeah. So what happens is, this is what the truth is. You need to know this truth, that 70% of the projects fail. McKinsey, yeah, $900 billion wasted annually. Yeah, 16% of the companies report their project is improved something or gave some value. Only 16. That's why when you see me in the LinkedIn, that I am more concerned about the traditional consultant or training, is because this, you cannot keep on saying this and doing nothing. You need to work on something. You need to have a solution, and the solution I have is, why you are making an consultant trained by an IT consultant. Definitely is going to happen, because a doctor is good based on the school he has attended. You cannot say that, "Oh, this doctor is not good," or 70% of doctors are not good. You need to see from where they got the medical degree. Yeah, you need to see that also. Yeah, just keep on writing 70% is not good, is not going to work. The patients are dying. Yeah. So that's why. Okay, so now you see that this course, digital transformation, will talk about that, technologies, business case, successfully implementing, and measure the value. We're going to cover all these ones. Yeah, that's why this course will be different. Okay. um, Digital transformation, we need to, because it's a talk of the town word. Everywhere you go, whether it's an interview or any side talk, people are talking about supply chain digital transformation. I have been in digital transformation projects many places, in Amazon, in T-Mobile. I was leading in T-Mobile a huge project, digital transformation project, yeah, with our tech partner. Hundreds of people working on site, off site. It's a big project. So multi-million dollar projects. Okay, so what it is, because if you go out, you say, hey, there's a S4 HANA project, they will say, no, we have a digital transformation project. So you need to know that, what is that? Yeah. So the digital transformation, and this is a standard Apex definition. So you can, if you want to quote this definition in your interview, you can do that, because that's why I brought the standard one, which is Apex is a world-renowned supply chain organization. So digital transformation, what happened in supply chain? It leverages these technologies why it leverages this, why it uses these technologies, these digital technologies, to deliver the business value. And the business value is what? In terms of efficiency, in terms of visibility, in terms of collaboration, all these business value you need to deliver. That's why you are leveraging these digital technologies in supply chain. Yeah, so that's important to remember. Now, the digital technologies, there are certain digital technologies which will be part of the SAP application or SAP platform, and there are certain technologies which are not part of it. So then in the project you will see, I'm implementing SAP S4 HANA and IBP and Ariba, and there are other certain digital technologies which we have to integrate um, uh, to complete the digital transformation project. Yeah, so you don't be surprised this, we are doing this, but we are not so aware of it and understand the business need. Like, this is one of the question when you ask in the design meeting that, what other digital technologies in your scope other than SAP S4 HANA? This is how a solution advisor speak, not like how many material you have and how many vendor. That's okay. That's also a level, but start from strategy. The quick the four revolution we have. The first one is the steam power revolution. Very good. We started into the industrialization there. The second revolution is electricity came. Definitely mass production started, and Ford model car is very famous in that. So now we got supply chain side, you see, production scheduling, inventory management. So we are doing all these things, inventory management, production scheduling, just in time, from like more than 100 years we are doing all this. So we need to be much better now in these things, but still the inventory problem is there, still the production scheduling problem is there, still the JIT problem is there. The problem will exist. The technology will have a different way of solving the same problems. Okay, so we need to know that the business problems don't change. The reason I kept this slide is a business problem don't change, whether it's a 100-year-old business or 500 years old business. The business problem is same. We are solving it with different, using different technologies, different methods. Okay, now the third revolution came with IT, computers. Yeah, so now we got into more of this integrated planning started. Yeah, because we got the connections. Yeah, so am I the only one not getting the audio? Okay, Afifa, are you getting the audio?
Yes, sir, the audio is clear.
Okay, so Mushfiq, you are the only one. Okay, so so this is how you see the third revolution came, and we started talking about integrated planning, visibility, and all. Okay, now we are in the fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution is what? It started 2010. It's all about AI, big data, IoT, all that thing. Yeah, so you see that that's where we are now. We are in this era, fourth industrial revolution, and that's why Amazon has Kiva robots. You can see the YouTube video of this. I have seen them physically there in the Amazon warehouse. Okay, Mushfiq, good. Okay, so then predictive analytics, digital twin, like the whole supply chain network can be imitated into a digital twin. So you can do all the simulations here. Yeah. So now you see the supply chain impact of all this. Now we're talking about real-time visibility, not only visibility. Before, the problem was, if you go back, it was more about visibility. Now, no, visibility is okay, but I don't want to know what was the inventory yesterday. I want to know what is the inventory now, 10 seconds before. What is the inventory? Tell me that. So because we have a technology, this can be done. Okay. What the store sold 1 minute before, I want to know that also. So that is possible because this is, we are in the fourth. So, okay. So now you know, because we are here, then you know what supply chain business value can be delivered using these technologies. And that's why you need to keep thinking as a solution advisor, not only S4 HANA sourcing and procurement. That is your expertise, your depth. but you need to be aware of all these going around, so that when you sit in those meetings, you can participate on those meetings. Not like, oh, this is so boring for me, when they will talk about the vendor and material master, that then you will be out of the project, I tell you. Vendor and material master is important, but this is more important than that one. um, Okay, now you see that there are 9 foundational technologies. Some of them SAP has, some of them SAP is collaborating or integrating with. First one, Internet of Things. SAP don't have that. SAP will integrate with IoT sensors. Yeah, IoT sensors are huge applications going on in tracking. You see that, monitoring inventory levels, fuel levels, uh, cold storage, temperature. Huge applications going on. So if we get the data from here and we include that in SAP S4 HANA, now you got the what is in transit and how much is good and how much is bad. You are getting all that before the truck arrives, because you have received the data. Yeah. um, Not while receiving it. So you are getting all the information. So see, this company is using it in the refrigerated containers, and they know exactly, yeah, what is the spoilage going on and what is the good imperishable one. Yeah. So real-time visibility, proactive exception management, because you got the data early through the IoT sensor. You don't have to wait for physically receiving it. Very good. IoT sensor. Number two, big data and analytics is part of SAP. Yeah, SAP platform, HANA database, all that thing is part. SAP SAC, um, supply, uh, analytics. What is the SAC analytics? Yeah, something analytics, AA for analytics. So SAC is there. So you have that. So that's is part of the SAP. So now you know that when we say that IBP is doing all this planning of so many billions of data points around the world, and in less than 15 second or 20 second, and if it's 30 second, the customer complains that why it is 30 second. It should be less than 7 seconds something. Samir is Samir here in the class? Samir is IBP consultant, my friend. He was telling some story about a client, that 30-second was a complaint, I think. Yeah, then he reduced it to less than 7 seconds something. Yeah. So this is how the customer expectation is now, that they are, in terms of uh, expecting in terms of seconds, not in terms of hours. Yeah, because of this. SAP Analytics Cloud. Yes, Chandan. Analytics is done. SAP Analytics Cloud. Yeah. Okay. So this is good. You got number 3. AI and machine learning. Yes, SAP has this embedded in their applications, in their platforms. This is all embedded, and that's why you see the IBP has this demand forecasting, dynamic pricing is also there. They are including this in HANA and IBP and all that thing. So all these things are SAP is working on, so that their customers should not go outside to shop for AI solutions. Yeah, so they're working on it. So mostly like whatever we have, I think is good, but clients can also go out and find something, and then we can integrate with HANA as a non-SAP. Okay, so that's a possibility. So shipment delays, you can see that real example, 58 parameters and 78% accuracy is increased. Yeah. Very good. Continuous improvement, superhuman. Yes, you know all that. I'm not going to bore you here. We have a lot to cover. Okay, number 4, autonomous robots and drones. Yes, we are using this in warehouse. I've seen that in warehouse. Yeah, so we're using that, and this is the future. Not more popular now because of the different government regulation and cost and all that, but definitely this is the future coming here. Cloud computing, yes, this is all SAP has that. Yeah. uh, so I'm just going to go a little fast on that. uh, Additive manufacturing, 3D printing, no, SAP don't have, but definitely this technology is available. G is using it. Now you see the fun of this application is that you don't need to keep 18 different parts because it's all going to be together in that 3D printer. So how much the BOM has been shrinked just because of the 3D printer technology. Yeah. So this is the future. If this technology is readily available, and then many companies will have that, then you will see the BOM is shrinking. Yeah. Currently, we have BOM with thousands of SKUs. Yeah. Especially in the automobile sector. Yeah. So this is the future. Inventory reduction is possible because less SKU, less inventory. Yeah. Less SKU, less inventory. Okay. And simplification because less vendor also. Okay, number seven, AR. You must have seen the videos of Facebook AR. So this is where augmented reality. You put a camera and all that. Google glasses. You see that DHL has used that in warehouse picking. Like the glass will show where to go, and they are using that to go and pick. So pick time has been reduced just because they are using AR smart glasses. Wow. Yeah. So productivity is increasing because of that. Accuracy is increasing and all that. Yeah. So they're not holding any papers in their hand. The pick list, the traditional thing is SAP generates the pick list. Somebody takes the pick list, take the cart, and then you go and then you pick. The picker does the job and bring to the packing, pick, pack, and ship. So what about the pick? You don't need the paper. The glass is giving you all the instructions and you save a lot of time. Okay. Blockchain, yes, this is also available, very expensive and not much use going on, but definitely the future will be once adaption is there, then definitely it will come. Currently, the big companies are using it because in the medicine, pharma world, and in the food industry, pharma and food industry, the most important point here is the counterfeit. When I was working in Bayer Healthcare in New York, New Jersey office, the problem we have is the counterfeit, because if the drug is coming from the manufacturer, somebody can change it, yeah, replace it with the fake drugs. Yeah, look exactly same, but it's fake. Yeah, so that is still going on in the world. Yeah, the theft and counterfeit in the drug industry. Yeah. um, in the pharma industry. So then how to solve that problem? Solve that using the blockchain. So you exactly know each node of handshake what you have given to the other guy, and if this node was right and this node somebody replaced it, gone. You are good up to here. This from here the fake has entered. Yeah. And now your counterfeit happened as this node. So they can exactly track both for food also. Yeah, from farm to shelf. From farm to shelf, they know exactly where this problem came. Okay, very good. Trust, transparency. Yeah, technology is expensive and complicated. That's why not much acceptance I have seen. We explored this technology in T-Mobile, but yeah, but it will come. It will come. Okay, cybersecurity is another thing, not related to supply chain, but we should be aware of that. Somebody was telling me last week that this company in Canada gave about how much money they gave just to get the data back. Yeah, more than $100,000 or something they gave just to get the data back. This is going on. Hack, and then they ask for money, ransomware. So this is not supply chain, but we should be aware. If the supply chain is disrupted because of cybersecurity issues, then you should be aware of that. What is your um, plan for that? Okay, now you are good in that. Now we are that's good. Okay, now quickly let me take because before I jump to the system side or to the this side, let me take you to the difference also. That is easy and quick theoretical. Rest you can read on your own, but let me give you my take on this. Oh, sorry. Okay, so now if you see till now going good, little boring, let me know. I can speed up. Yeah, you all are professionals. I kept the most important topics, but still if it is then we can speed up. Okay. So now you see that the ECC to HANA, the basic, what is the difference between ECC and HANA? As I tell, this is most important project going on now for next 2 years. Yeah. So this is expiring. You see that. Yeah. The 2027 is the last, extended till 30, but 27 is what the all are looking at. Yeah. Okay. So then this is you can use any database here, Oracle database or whatever. But in the HANA has their own database. Yeah. That's the advantage. You can say any database you can use, but here you have only HANA database, which is much better than other. Here you have only GUI interface, and here you have GUI plus FIORI interface. So much better for the user. We will learn today both of them. Okay. Um, then we have um, the finance side is the finance side. You see here that before the finance is finance and then controlling. Yeah, the cost accounting is happening here, the transactions are here. Yeah, so before it is two modules, data managed in two different places. Now it is all one here, AC doc A, one table. Yeah, not multiple tables, one table. So much easier to do the month and year and quarter end, because data is in one table here. Yeah. Okay. Material ledger activation, we'll talk about that, how to do that in the class when that class comes for enterprise enterprise structure. We will learn about that. But here material ledger is activation is mandatory. We will learn how to activate this. Okay. Cost accounting, cost based COP is a default, account based, that's the accounting side. I will not talk more about that. Credit management and all. Okay. So our focus is more of the logistics side. So logistics side. Okay. This is from SAP Press, so you know that. Okay. So here you see before it has customer and vendors, separate data objects. Now we got the business partners. We learn about business partner. We create the business partner, multiple roles. A business partner can be a customer, a business partner can be a vendor. So now one company can play both the roles, a customer and a vendor, possible, because we are creating business partner. Before in ECC it was customer master data and vendor master data. So we're going to learn how to configure the business partner, yeah, and the vendor master data and also customer master data. MRP is very important question for the interviews, is that before it was more batch job, because it takes in the ECC world, somebody has worked on it. It takes the whole night to run that. Morning you come, and then the non-peak hours. Yeah, when I was working, it runs in the night. Morning you come, you get the output and all that. Yeah, and because it takes a lot of time here. Yeah, now is live. You can just run MRP live. Yeah, it's so much like this is, if you say one value out of this for supply chain, I would say this MRP live on one value. This is a huge value, not waiting, because the problem with the batch is that the inventory data or the sales data, whatever the data is old. So you are saying, oh, it's 7 available, but maybe 0 available because the data is old. Yeah. So the data is old, then you know that you cannot use it. Yeah. So this is another thing important here. Then we have 1 second, logistics. Okay. Then we have here the APO. SAP APO. I have worked, implemented APO, DPSNP, PPDS, all that. So what SAP has done? SAP has this is going to be again expire in 2027, I think. So this, what they break down this APO, they put DPSNP in IBP, and they took the PPDS from here and they put it inside the HANA. So they break it into two parts. Yeah, DPSNP goes here in IBP. Even the MEIO was here. They took it from here and they put it here in IBP. Inventory optimization goes here. DPSNP, supply planning, demand planning. Demand sensing was not here. So demand sensing, they introduced a new thing here. Yeah, response planning was also not here. They introduced some new things came. DDMRP was not here, so DDMRP also came here. So some new things came here in IBP, but DPSNP definitely came from here. And what HANA got the PPDS, and HANA also got the GATP was here. available to promise here, and they made it advanced AATP, advanced available to promise. Yeah, so they put the PPDS and GATP here, and then here. You understood that the IBP consultants, how if you are in a APO to IBP migration project, definitely I will cover some of the in this course. I will cover the master data side, how the HANA is interacting, because all the master data is sitting here. Yeah, mostly the some of them may be here, but mostly the, so that's why this course is good. Wherever the master data, I think Ankit asked me yesterday, like I'm focused only on IBP side, so what should I do, attend or do? I suggest you, Ankit, and all others IBP consultants here, that learn the master data side of it. It will be very helpful. That how IBP and HANA interact. I will show you both. I have access to this also and this also. But when it comes to procure to pay and all the other invoicing and all, you can leave the class. Don't worry. You can focus on your IBP. Yeah. Okay, Ankit. But whenever I talk about the master data side and how IBP and HANA work together, definitely don't miss that class or recording. Okay. Okay. Good. Um, so then I'm going to start. I'm working with my friends here, both IBP consultants. Bharat, I had a meeting with him, and then Samir, he came back from India. So three of us are putting together a very good IBP training. Very good, I tell you. IBP training is going on. What the trainers are teaching is not good. They're charging a lot of money. Like 1 month course for $600, $700, 2 months course. I don't know. Ankit was telling me how much they are charging in India, and the value is not there. I have seen that recordings and all, and no. If you learn IBP from them, I would say you will struggle. You know how to click for sure, but so I'm planning to do this sometime in May, I think May or June. If this completes in April, so May or June will start, and you will learn a lot from that one, because this is one of my core expertise is planning. Okay, so now here the multiple tables. You got MedDoc here, you got MedDoc here, you got AC Doc A. So in accounting side, you got this table, you got in this here, you got, so many of these tables has been replaced by MedDoc, and many, and finance side, many tables replaced by. So if you are in a ECC to HANA migration project, then you need to map it. You say that, hey, where are those 25 tables in ECC? What data it consists of? And then how should I map those fields with the MedDoc table? This is all data mapping happens, data cleansing, data mapping in the project. So when this question comes, you should know that why I am doing that, because these tables are obsolete now. So, but the data exists in ECC on those tables, so I have to bring it to the new table. So this is our job to do that. Okay. uh, um, then we have ATP. I told you, available to promise. Yeah, that is a GA. It becomes ATP. Is part of the HANA side now. Yeah, ATP. The foreign trade is become global trade services for HANA. It is also in HANA now. Warehouse management, very important for supply chain. It was a separate module in ECC, WM module. Now it came as a EWM, extended warehouse management. It's part of the HANA. Yeah, it's part of the HANA. We'll touch some part of it, because the problem happened is in the sourcing and procurement module. You can have a plant and you can have a storage location, but if you want to get to the lower level where bin and shelf, you cannot configure sourcing and procurement side with the bin and shelf level. It just goes to the plant, my warehouse, and this is my storage location. You can have many storage locations for sure, but it does not go further than that, based on the storage type, the storage, the bin, the shelf, like all that thing. EWM gives you that depth in the warehouse. Yeah. So when we do that, I will show you where it is. Not much, but definitely I will show you that. So you are aware, if EWM consultant in the project, then you know that what I can do in sourcing and procurement, and then what he's expecting from me, because I'm going to show you the handshake between sourcing and procurement consultant and the EWM consultant. Yeah, you need to know that his expectation and what he's working on, and then once he's done his job, then how that will help you or help your end users. You need to know the input and the output from here. The detail thing, let's see, after I'm done with the planning side, IBP, PPDS, maybe next year I will teach EWM. Yeah. So now revenue is handled in SD. This is the revenue side, which is the sales side. Now SAP S4 HANA is there. Okay, good. You all understood some important points here. Yeah. Okay. Now you see here that ERP module and HANA, as I just said, quick review. These are all, when you say course, and this is very famous word, course, still people are not comfortable saying sourcing and procurement. Yeah. These are areas or line of business, we call it line of business. These are modules, these are line of businesses. Yeah. And still we say module and this, but if you see that, if you want to see the end-to-end supply chain, the end-to-end supply chain is what? End-to-end supply chain, customer orders comes here. Yeah. So you got order to cash starts from here. Yeah. The customer orders. Yeah. And then you got the procure to pay is here. Yeah. You get the vendor side, material side, getting that. Then once the raw materials and are there, if it is a manufacturing company, then you need to make it. So you got the make here. Yeah. You got the make here, procure here, make here, and then quality testing here. Yeah. Quality testing here. And then once it is done, then you sell it. This is how it goes. Here you have the sourcing and procurement, same what this guy is doing, side is doing. Yeah. This is the one. Manufacturing, which is what the product planning, production planning. This is not production planning here. You know, it is all going here, production planning. Quality management is also mapped with manufacturing. It goes there. Yeah. So you do the production, you do the quality all here. And then supply chain, it has the warehouse management. The EWM side is here. Transportation planning is not here. It is also part of here. So logistics, which is the physical logistics, is here, and the EWM, the warehouse management, is here. Yeah. So now you know that if somebody says in the line of businesses in SAP S4 HANA, how you define the end-to-end supply chain, definitely from the vendor side, it starts from here. Yeah, it starts from here. And then so once you procure and all get the raw material, then you make it here. And once you make it here, then you do the quality testing here, and then you keep in the warehouse, and now wait for the customer order. Customer order comes here, and then you ship it with the transportation side of it. Yeah. You see how supply chain works. Definitely asset management is not a core value chain of the supply chain, because it's working in the support of the assets, you know. So that's is there, but it's not the core. Service is also service parts planning and all that. It's not the core, but it is there. Yeah, because you need to spare parts planning. Yeah, so it's there. Similarly, R&D engineering is there. They are support for the supply chain, but when it comes to supply chain, end-to-end core value chain, sourcing and procurement, supply chain, manufacturing. These are the three line of businesses you need to learn in the SAP S4 HANA. Yeah. So that's why when I say that, you know, I'm going to first cover this part, and then I'm going to jump on this word, because here is what I see the PPDS sits. The PPDS sits here. Yeah. So we do the PPDS, and then we come next year to do the EWM and transportation planning here. Okay. Everybody understood how this is mapped? Okay. Now you see, this is also from SAP side. Now you see, I just told you that supply chain procurement, this whole thing, SCM is APO. SRM is also going to be obsolete. Supplier relationship management, as SRM is going out, and what is taking care, the sourcing and procurement will take care. See that they have mapped it here, module to line of businesses. So is gone, sourcing and procurement. SRM, supplier relationship, is gone. Some part of SRM is here, and some part of SRM will go to the Ariba side also. We'll talk about that, you know. And then the manufacturing, PP is gone, QM is gone. You got the manufacturing here. In supply chain, you see that whole WM and TM. Yeah, these things are gone, and you got the supply chain here. Yeah, and asset management is here. plant maintenance is asset management, sales is here, SD module. Yeah, you got the mapping here. Okay, very good. Now you see that the sourcing and procurement, there are three more modules you have to remember: Ariba, Field Glass, and Conquer. Ariba is we're going to do more detail mapping today between IBP and HANA and Ariba. We're going to work on that. We need to learn about that because when the customers buy S4 HANA, the big clients, they also get Ariba. Can you do it without Ariba? Yes, but Ariba has a lot of value to deliver. Okay, so it's part of the procurement. So SAP acquired this company, and it's a very good value. Field Glass, you can do field glass work in HANA. Yes, you service contracts, service POs. You hire the consultants or the cleaning supplies, maintenance people, all those things. Can you do that? Yes, you can do that in the also, sourcing and procurement. But the field glass is specialized to do that. This all the consulting and the maintenance and the cleaning and all the other things happening in the company. You can have the services managed through the field glass. Yeah, they post jobs also in field glass. Yeah, I never seen, but I read that they post jobs also in field glass. Conquer is travel expenses and all that thing. So then whether it's an employee or a consultant or whoever, if you want to track the travel expenses, anybody submitted the travel expense? I have submitted. It's not that tough. It's easy. I will not say it is easy. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. So travel expenses. I will see the meeting link. Michelle, are you in the now? I'm seeing your message here. You are not seeing the link. Did you got the link now, or still you are? Oh, she posted it. Okay, good. Thank you. Um, okay. Yeah, that's why they are adding the value to the social government. Our focus is on here, and we learn some of these things. Okay, very good. Now, as I said, that next week, expert from enterprise architecture is coming because this is what his topic will be. Yeah. Now, we are here. Um, SAP S4 HANA, sourcing and procurement. But we need to understand all these things. Yeah, we need to understand all these things. When you, what is the starter system? When you start a project, they say, oh, let's work on the starter system. What is that? It is for the demo purpose. Okay, let's do some discussion on fit to, standard and all that thing, you are doing some of those demos, but it's not, the project has still been in the early phase. Customer is still looking into the software and all that. This is, but when the real project starts, here the development, testing, and production. Yeah, development, testing, and production. Yeah, and what is BTP sitting here? Business technology platform. This is where you say clean core. What is clean core? You say that if you want to customize something, don't bring it here, bring it there. It's same thing. We are not saying no to customization. We're keeping this box clean so that we do all the customization here and configuration here. Yeah, you see how they all work together from BT to P to cloud and identity. I don't have much knowledge about this. That's why he will come and explain to us all that. But in terms of the overall flow, you should know. These are all known as clients. You see here that this is the clients known as, this is a trial system, 14 days free. Then you got a starter system, you got, and then here you got the development, you get the client, and test system, and production. We'll see the client in the system, but you got that, good. You got that. This is where we will have the consultant expert coming, enterprise architect, and he's going to explain to us much more detail. This is just a one screenshot. Okay, now we are getting into the process side. I'm going to keep at least 40 minutes for the GUI and that one, Fiori. So here you see, before we get into the processes, here you see that you need to know the finance side, because business value is not in units. Business value is in dollars. Yes, business value is in dollars. You need to be like not scared of dollars. You need to know how they work. Yeah. Uh, so this is something I have studied academically as cost accounting, so I know this. Yeah, so you need to know that. Okay, so this is where the customers, we call it order to cash, they call it credit to cash. Yeah, you see, credit to cash, because um, the customer side, and we call it procure to pay, they call it invoice to pay. Yeah, like supplier send an invoice and they have to pay it. Yeah, so that's their part of it. We are doing much more. This is procure to pay. Yeah, and then definitely the bank is responsible, take the money from here and put the money here. Yeah, that's the bank is doing that job. And internally what SAP is doing, we are maintaining the general ledgers. Yeah, GL accounts, chart of accounts, all those we will learn. We will learn OBYC. Yeah, OBYC. Yeah, we'll learn all that, how they manage, how GL account, how valuation class is connected, how each transaction hits the right GL account, how that happened from which you call it MMFI integration. We'll learn in the class MMFI and FI integration, how this all impacted here. Our supply chain transactions impact those GL accounts, and how we configure that it hit the right GL account. All right, so this is financial supply chain. You understood receivables coming here, payables. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about the cash to cash cycle also, how they all work together in cash to cash cycle. Okay. Then we'll GRIR clearing account. We'll see, we get time today to talk about that. But just remember that this thing, this is the process you saw, but everything inside will show you in SAP is that this is all the GL accounts are all here. Yeah, assets, material. So what is inventory? Inventory is an asset. What is cash? Cash is an asset. Yeah, you see that? So you have receivable. This is an asset. Here is bank. Bank has the cash. Yeah, bank has the cash. Receivables is account receivable. The money we have not received, but we are going to receive from the customer. Materials we have received. Yes, materials. Anything else is asset. So they have different T accounts managing all the asset side. What are the liabilities? The most important for us to remember and learn is the vendor. Vendor payment, accounts payable. Accounts payable is here. We need to know as a sourcing and procurement. Yeah, that we need to know that whether this is, and this, what is the balance sheet means? The left side should be equal to the right side. That is why it is known as balance sheet. If you hit something in the material, the inventory has increased and the liability has not increased, then it's a problem. Something happened in your system or your transaction that it is a problem, you have to solve it. If you increase here, you need to increase here also. Nothing is free. Unless somebody gave you free, then it is another problem. Yeah. But then if something you buy, you go in this material increase inventory, and then this also increased. Yeah. The liability increased. Yes. Okay. Now, this is the production product centric, means this is the manufacturing side of it, which is known as product centric industries. Manufacturing, this is how it flows: supplier, producer, and customer. Four types of flows here. The primary product flow, three types of primary product flow is what? Is the inventory. The inventory is flowing like this, yeah, from supplier to producer to the raw material to finished good to the customer. Like the flow is of the materials of the products going like this, known as product flow. Yeah, information flow is both side bidirectional. You need the customer data, demand data to use it for planning and share with the supplier. You go like that. Information data, the purchase order goes here, so it's bidirectional going on. Product is one-sided going on. Unless there is a return going on, then is a reverse product flow also possible because of the returns. This is the primary and this is the reverse. Yeah, you got that one. And the money comes from the customer. This is the cash flow. So this is all. How many flows you got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Overall supply chain, whether doesn't matter. It's a mom and pop shop, a grocery store, or a or Amazon or Microsoft, does not matter. Supply chain, four types of flows: information flow, product flow, and reverse product flow, and the cash flow. Yeah, where we spend most of our time using SAP S/4HANA, real-time visibility in the information flow. There should be no lag in that. Reducing the lead time in the primary product flow. That's how we deliver value. Yeah, visibility, end-to-end visibility, and reducing the lead time in primary product flow. Yeah, make the system, the supply chain more agile. Yeah, responsive, agile. Yeah. Okay, good. So here is that, this is where once it is the product is we know what we have to make, then definitely uh, then we have to buy the raw materials and all, and do that. Before that, the MRP tells you that, hey, you need purchase acquisitions, then you start working on that and you buy, and then you the plan to fulfill, and then order to cash. Yeah. What is the plan to fulfill? You got the raw material, then you plan the production plan. The plan here is a production plan. Okay, what finished good you have to make, how much? Yeah, and then fulfill means you got the finished goods. Now plan to fulfill means production plan to finished good. Yeah, you got the finished good, quality tested, finished goods is ready. Now what you do? You sell the finished good. That's why it is order to cash. What is order here? Order is the customer order, which is called sales order. Customer purchase order is equal to company sales order. So the company sales order is now converted into a cash. What is cash here? The customer gave you the cash or the account receivable. If the cash is delayed, account receivable. That's you see the product centric process. Yeah. Okay. Now you have the service centric also, which is the service industries. There's no product here. You will see that they also have the same thing: sell to plan, and the consulting company or cleaning supplies or whoever that company is, maintenance companies, all that they deliver, they recognize, they bill. That's the but our focus in the course will be mainly the product centric, mainly the product, and also the discrete. Our course scope is product centric and discrete. Yeah. But you should be aware that yes, there is a service centric companies also there without any products, consulting companies, maintenance companies, all that. They also have their end-to-end process. We are not spending time on that. Okay, but we are aware of that. The two types of manufacturing, process and discrete. We will be focused in the discrete manufacturing, yeah, and not on the process. We know the process manufacturing is there, but those companies are there, but oil and gas companies, some pharma companies are there, but our focus is all in discrete. What is the difference? Remember the difference, that this is where you assemble it and you disassemble it. Yeah, possible. Here, once you make a product like oil or chemical or something, you cannot say, no, let me take the oil and put it into original parts back to that. You cannot do that. Once that is done, that is done. Yes, Etasam bhai, you like oil and gas companies. Yeah, this is true. Once the oil is in the gallon, in the can, you cannot say, let me take it back to the original parts. No, it is done. Yeah, that's process manufacturing. Okay. So our focus in the course is discrete manufacturing. Yeah. Okay. Keep going. Keep going. I have a lot to cover. Uh, Now here is the apex diagram. IBP consultants and also sourcing about IBP consultant understand this diagram. This is from the business side. Before we look into the SAP side, learn the business side, how they look into that, into the planning, yeah, side of it. What language they use. This is from Apex, yeah, Apex CSCP, yeah. Um, what happened here? Strategy planning. Yeah, strategic planning happen. Okay, definitely this will be more of IBP, long-term planning. Yeah, long-term planning. That is here. Yeah, like 18 months to 3 years. Yeah, that's long-term planning. Yeah. Then it comes to the SNOP planning. Of course, this is IBP again. That is, you get it to 3 months to 18 months. Yeah, that can be a good time for SNOP. Every company has different. Don't make it as a Bible, but this is how it goes. Yeah. Um, then so that's an SNOP. You got that. You are working now here. That saying both the demand and the supply side, trying to balance and creating some planned orders. Yeah. What you have to make is done here. What you have to make is done here, because I have to make 100 cars this week. Yeah, that's here. And how you're getting that? You got all the data from here. This is also IBP. Yeah, statistical forecasting and demand sensing and all that thing. You get all that here, and then based on those consensus, uh, um, stat forecast converted into consensus demand fed into here to convert into the constrained demand. Yes, Ankit, understood? This is how the IBP works. Yeah, here you got consensus.
Yes, yes, Tausif.
Yeah, okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
consensus demand, get it here in the IBP. This is also IBP. This is also IBP. I'm just trying to map the business diagram with the SAP S4 HANA and IBP diagram. So you know how the business understand and how the SAP understand. So language is very important, very important. As a consultant, you need to speak the business language and help them map it back to the SAP language. Yeah. Uh, like sit in the meeting and you say, I don't know what you're talking about, but I have IBP and I have a HANA, and we can do what you are doing. That's not enough. We need to speak the language of the business. This is the language of the business. Okay. Uh, So now you know this is what you make. You got here. Then you got the, okay, I need to make 100 cards this week. Planned orders are here. Okay, good. IBP is done. What IBP will go? We'll give it master production schedule. See, this is also thing that, the master production schedule, MPS. I see in LinkedIn, back and forth, different IBP consultant debate. Yeah. Do you want to use response and supply, or you can just give it to PPDS, and BPDS in HANA can take care of it? Both are good. No need to argue about that. You can do um, uh, in IBP, or you can use the HANA EPPDS to do that, because now you got all the here is the resource planning you got here, but here you got the rough cut capacity planning, not the exact capacity of the work center on that particular day, but overall you got the capacity, so you got that. So now, assuming it's coming from IBP still, you got the capacity considered, you got the MPS master production schedule. Here you got the so-called the planned order, or planned independent requirement, planned order, yeah, purchase acquisitions, you got it here. Yeah, now you can take this planned order of a finished good. I want to make this. Here is the what the HANA comes into play. So that's the handshake between IBP and HANA comes here in this side. Yeah, the MRP is there, HANA side is there. So now you know how much finished good you have to make, 100 cars. Then you need to purchase, like each car has 5 tires, so you need to do all that in the MRP, and then you have to buy the 5 tires and one engine and all that thing, yeah, to make those number of cars. So that's the procure to pay. Focus of our course is here. Okay, focus of our course is here in the HANA. Once we get those input from IBP, how you will buy all the raw materials and convert into a finished good and say, hey, I match the plan. And that when you do that, definitely you need a detailed capacity. And that is why the PPDS, the DS part, detailed scheduling, because the PP production plan, you can go at the daily level, weekly level, but the DS, the detailed scheduling, you can go at the minute level, because at 10:15 a.m. I am going to start this batch. At 10:35 a.m. I'm going to start this one. You can do that in the DS side. That's why you need a detailed scheduling as for HANA EPPDS. So embedded PPDS. PP is production planning / DS. DS is detailed scheduling. You need a detailed scheduling, because production plant don't work in hours, they work in minutes. Okay, they work in minutes. Yeah, from 10:30 to 10:50 I'm going to run this, and like you need to have the schedule looks like that, the way the floor works. Yeah, the way production floor. Okay, very good. Now you know the plan is ready, MRP has generated purchase acquisitions and all. Now start working on purchasing those raw material and then converting and making the finish. Everybody understood this? Yeah. Okay, Jishan, good. Any question? I'm taking a 5-minute break for the question. You can ask the question if you have any question, or just say yes, continue. I will continue. Any question, Afifa? Everything good? Okay, no question. All good, Michelle. Okay, perfect. Let's continue. Let's be fast. Okay. So now So you understood this part, and now let's go into um, the the procure to pay, which is our core of the course, is procure to pay, and see from the business process side, determine the requirement. The requirement can come from where? As I just said, the requirement can come from the IBP. Yeah, those plan independent requirements can come from there, or it can come from any department, or um, so IBP can give you, any department can give you. So anywhere the requirement can come. Yeah, I need this, I need this. Yeah, okay. So if you get the requirement, then what is your job in the procure to pay? You need to find the supplier. Yeah, the source of supply you need to find. If you don't have, you go through the RFQ process. We'll talk about that. Yeah, RFQ process to finalize the supplier. Then once we are done with the vendor selection, then we start through the procure to pay. This is from here onwards, it becomes, this is the step 1, requirement. Yeah, from here onwards, step 2 and 3 is known as like source to pay starts from here. Source to pay starts from here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that's source to pay. But if you say procure to pay, the procure to pay in SAP starts from where? From here. Once the vendor is selected, then the procure to pay starts. Okay. Once the vendor is selected, it might be useful to talk about the SNOP process. Yeah, SNOP process also. Yeah, I will talk Arslan. Yeah. Um, and that SNOP is part of IBP side. Yes. So now source to pay starts from here, finding the supplier. And then where's the procure to pay start? Even though I write here procure to pay, but make sure you understand. Once the vendor is selected, then procure to pay starts, which is here, purchase order, sending to supplier, getting monitoring the purchase order in transit, receiving the goods in the warehouse, receiving the invoice from the supplier, and then handling the payment to the supplier. Yeah, that's the procure to pay, paying to the supplier, and procure means sending PO to the supplier. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, procure to pay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, source to pay. 7, 8, invoice to pay. So 3 processes you can see here: source to pay, procure to pay, and invoice to pay. Okay, this is not part of the process. This is where the demand comes. Yeah, the demand intake is coming from many places, from IBP, from departments. Yeah, okay. So now you know that this guy is very good. I'm going to share his link also. His name is Santosh in YouTube video. I like his slides, his videos, so I will share with that. I requested him to give me the slides. He said, "No, sir, I gave to somebody." He started teaching in India and universities. I said, "Okay, then I still use your videos." Yes, his name is Santosh. Very good guy. He likes creating nice slides. Okay, so now you see the P2P cycle, which is here. I said here, it is start with all after the vendor is selected. So if the vendor is selected, you see the P2P cycle. What is happened? That the purchase acquisition come from anywhere, from material MRP, or from any department, or IBP, whatever. And then what happened is that from purchase acquisition, the procure to pay goes here to purchase order, ME21N. These are the T codes in SAP. It goes here. But if you want to cover the source to pay, then you have to follow this: request for quotation, maintain quotations, decide a vendor. These 3 steps comes under source to pay, which is, I just mentioned, the step 2 and 3 here. From the business side, source determination and vendor selection, that one is part of this 3-step in SAP, ME41, 47, 49. I will show in a Fiori also. So this is all part of the source to pay, this part. Finding a right supplier, decide vendor. Once the vendor is decided, then procure to pay starts purchase acquisition. If you already have a vendor, you don't have to go through this. You just take the purchase acquisition, go purchase order, convert into order. Once the supplier gives you the product, goods receipt done in the warehouse, and then supplier send you the invoice, then post the invoice, and then the accounts payable guys will do the payment and all that. Your job is done after you have verified the invoice. Okay, that is good. So you understood that how this process works in the business side and how it goes, and we will see all this in SAP today. Yeah, okay. Now you see that we have planned to produce, plan to produce. What is this is the process, plan to produce. Like you got this all from the IBP side. You see the sales and operations planning. We'll cover the Arsalan in next week class. We'll cover SNOP. Today it will not be a time because I have to cover the navigation side. But definitely I will give you an overview of SNOP. Very good. This is something I do every month and love teaching and preaching. So yeah, this is coming from the IBP. The demand, the plan independent requirement comes here, and then MRP takes there the plan independent requirement from IBP, and MRP runs and converts into a purchase acquisitions or planned orders. And then you get those planned orders, you convert into a production order, what finished good you need, and then for that finished good, what you have converted into a production order, you definitely need to buy the materials, raw materials to support that based on the bill of material. So you just get that material, and once you get that one, you see the produce the material, assuming that the materials are in the warehouse in this process, plan to produce. Yeah, that's why it is assuming here, because procure to pay has already make sure that the materials are there. So now you are assuming that raw materials are there. I convert into production order. I start my manufacturing production. I converted into a finished goods, and I have received the finished here. The received the finished goods. Receive the finished goods, and now this is nothing to sell here. You see the produce. Produce means production plan to finished good is produced, and this accounting guys are doing some variances, the plant cost versus the actual cost, manufacturing and all that, and they're closing all that to make the books close, so get the costing part done. Okay, so this is how the plan to produce work. From plan, this is here, like you got the planning from IBP, yeah, plan independent requirements, and then you produce the finished goods. This is how the process is. Now you see the order to cash. Order to cash is what? The customer sends you the sales order, a customer purchase order converted into a sales order. This is how you see that now you got to create a sales order. This is an SD module. SD module you convert into enter a sales order, then you create a delivery, outbound delivery. This is also an SD module. You convert you create an outbound delivery, and then the pick slip is generated, and these guys in the warehouse pick it and they ship it. The post good issue. This is all happen. Yeah, in the SD. Yeah, you ship it, and then you create the invoice. This is FICO side came, and the post incoming payment. Yeah, that's it. And if you see the business side of it, definitely the business side, customer orders a bike, salesman processes the order confirmation sent to the customer, shipping provides the goods leave the distribution center, shipping, and customer receive the product and they pay the money. Yeah, usually if it's Amazon, you don't wait for the money here. Money immediately comes when the the customer orders a bike. That time the money comes. Yeah, you don't wait here. Amazon don't wait here. Amazon but get the money here. Okay, this is order to cash. So plan to produce, order to cash, you got that. And I also covered the procure to pay. Procure to pay is assume that is a manufacturing company. You got all the raw materials here. And then once you got all the raw material here, then you start the plan to produce, and then you convert the raw material into a finished good. And once you convert that into a finished good, then what you do? Then you do the order to cash. I have a finished good sitting in the warehouse. What I have to do? I have to just sell the bike. I got all the components to make a bike in procure to pay. Yeah, this is procure to pay. Then once the component of the bikes are here available, I'm going to convert those component into a bike. And this is my bike now, ready. Bike is ready to sell. Then what I'm going to do? I'm going to start receiving customer order and shipping the bike. This is the order to cash. 3 processes, end-to-end supply chain, 3 processes. Step 1, procure to pay. Get the raw material. Step 2, plan to order. This is all SAP language. Okay, this is not business, SAP language. Procure to pay, get the raw material. Plan to produce, convert the raw material into the finished goods. Number 2. Number 3, order to cash, sell the finished goods sitting in the warehouse and get the money. This is the whole end-to-end process. End-to-end supply chain is in the SAP language, in the process language. Procure to pay, plan to order, and plan to produce, and order to cash. Okay, everybody understood that the three processes you have? Okay, very good, very good, very good. Okay, now yeah, Before I go into the GUI side, let me show you one more thing, because we are in the process mindset now. I want to show you one more thing here. Okay. Any questions, Michelle? Let me know. Okay. Uh, till now, going good? Arsalan, this is what you expected. Let me know. Give me feedback. Yeah. This is what I think is adding value. But if you see, let me know. Okay. Very good. Okay. I'm sharing my screen again. Let me know if you see my screen. Can you see my screen now? Okay, you can see my screen. Perfect. Okay, let's see this end-to-end process here. IBP um, S4 HANA and Ariba. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's a very good document. I'm sharing the HTML document also with you. It's a very good document. Okay. So now if you see here, IBP, Ariba, and HANA. Okay. So what happened in the IBP side? Demand planning, demand sensing, long-term, mid-term to long-term planning, short-term demand planning. Yeah, this is short-term demand planning within 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and this is mid-term to long-term planning. Okay, so you got the planning done, and then SNOP, supply and demand balancing going on. Yeah, supply side is this one, the constraint supply plan. Yeah, you got the consensus demand there, from the statistical forecasting to consensus demand, from consensus demand to constraint demand. Yeah, and you got the constraint supply plan, and it is got balances both side of it. Okay, you got that. And then short term, any for make to order customer orders coming, this is very good response. Yeah, response is very good in make to order, in or any customer orders. You just want to work on that particular customer order. That's very good. And overall supply planning is here, which is part of the SNP side. Okay. Visibility, the control tower gives you all the visibility. That's IBP. Okay. Now, the integration between IBP and HANA, this is very important for IBP consultant, is CPIDS. This is a cloud platform integration data services. This is how the master data flows from HANA. And so I'm going to share this document with all of you, but this will not be that helpful. Let me make it more helpful for you, because I feel like you can read this document, but the value is not in the document. Let me share my another screen here, and you will like that, because I feel that I will give you the document, you can read it, but the value is not there. Let me share my another screen. Let me see first whether I got, Michelle, I got a new writing pad now. Can you believe? I got a new writing pad.
Wow, sir.
But now I have to see how to do that. Can I write it down? Okay. Let me share my another screen. Okay, I'm sharing my this screen. Michelle, let me know if you see my another screen.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Is visible? Okay, very good. Okay, so we'll do the drawing here because that's how you will learn, not the other way. Because it's a interaction between three systems, so you need to understand how they all interact. And okay, I'm going to draw that diagram here, so it will be much helpful. Okay, so now if you see that, come on, where are you? Here, okay. So if you consider this guy as an IBP guy, okay, this is your IBP, and you consider this guy as your HANA, okay, so that's your S4 HANA. Okay, and then you consider this guy as your Ariba, SAP Ariba. Okay. Okay. Now the process. Let's do the process. We have the two types of company: manufacturing company and a distribution company. Yeah. In the manufacturing company, you have two types of processes: and make to stock and make to order. Yeah, make to stock and make to order. Yeah. In the distribution company, what you do, you don't make. Yeah, you just procure to sell. Procure to sell. Yeah, or procure to cash. You can say that. Yeah. So this is what the process we learned is um, procure to pay, then uh, plan to produce, then uh, order to cash. This is the process for the manufacturing company. Always remember, procure to pay, plan to produce, order to cash. This is the manufacturing. What about the distribution company? Distribution company is saying that because procure to pay, you got what you procured, you got the raw material. And plan to produce, what you produced, you produce the finished good. You see, the raw material is finished goods is here. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, but if it is a distribution company, like a trading company, mostly in Canada you have trading companies, then how this process will work? Then you are saying procure to pay. What you are procuring? You are procuring finished good. Directly you are procuring finished goods from the supplier. Yeah, you buy from China, you keep it here and you sell it. That's it. So once you procure finished good, you don't need this process in the center. Then what you do? You directly go into the order to cash. Understood, everybody? Yeah, don't say, oh, sir said three process. No, always understand the business. The business is manufacturing or distribution. If it is manufacturing, yes, procure to pay, plan to produce, order to cash. If it is because you're procuring a raw material, you're converting plan to produce, you are converting here, raw material is converted into a finished good. Yeah, and then you're selling the finished good. Sell. But if it is a distribution company, you're directly procuring the finished good. And then you just sell the finished good. You don't have to go through this part. Okay. Okay. Very good. So let's assume for now in this diagram that we are in a distribution company. Okay. So let's assume that the IBP has done all the planning and created the plan independent requirement based on all the demand, uh, consensus demand and all that thing. Yeah, consensus, constraint, demand, all that done here. We got the plan independent requirement. And what plan independent requirement, what it will happen here in SAP S4 HANA, then the MRP will make sure that it converts that plan independent requirement into the purchase requisition. Yeah, no planned order. I'm just going with a distribution company. Just remember, this scenario is distribution. Otherwise, we get so confused. This is all distribution company. buy the finished good and sell the finished good. Yeah. We call it trading company. The name for that in SAP is the material type is Hava. Hava is trading goods. Yeah. Okay. So you got that. You convert that plant in. Who is going to convert that? The plant independent requirement to purchase execution. The MRP is going to do that. Who is going to do that? MRP is going to. Okay. Once the MRP does that, it generates the purchase acquisition for that particular SKU. Then you have an option. You can convert that into a purchase order, and you can send it to the supplier by email, by EDI, whatever. Yeah, this option is there. If you have an Ariba, if the client has an Ariba, then what you do, you send this purchase acquisition to Ariba. Okay, send this purchase acquisition to Ariba. What Ariba will do, Ariba will convert it into a PO. Okay, Ariba can convert it into a. So you got you send the purchase acquisition to the Ariba. Ariba did the conversion, not the HANA. I'll tell you why is important. And Ariba will send a copy of the PO to here. Instead of this, Ariba is doing it, conversion, and then sending a copy of the PO back to HANA. Okay, they talk each other closely. Okay. Okay. Now, why this is helpful? Because now Ariba is connected through his Ariba network to more than 4 million suppliers. So Ariba can send it to the supplier through his network. Yeah, through his network of supplier. So Ariba can send the PO, yeah, the PO to the supplier through his network, not using EDI, not using email, through his Ariba network. And what supplier has? Supplier has an Ariba portal. Supplier has an Ariba portal. So supplier can see in the portal that, oh, I got a PO here. Yeah, that's how it will work. Understood why Ariba is adding value here in the sourcing and procurement? Yeah. Okay. Now you know that supplier has received the PO. What the supplier will do? Supplier will send an order acknowledgement. Okay. Supplier will send an order of acknowledgement. Once you receive the order acknowledgement, you send a copy of that order acknowledgement to here. Yeah. So they also got the order acknowledgement. Okay. Then what we'll do? Then supplier will send a ASN, advanced shipping notification. Yeah. Okay. That's very good. This is the behavior of a good supplier. Advanced shipping notification. Okay. I'm sending this much. I'm shipping this much product. Blah blah blah. This lot number. All the detail. Okay. Very good. Then what Ariba will do? Ariba will take that and send it to the HANA. So these guys are ready. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Then what will happen? Then supplier has shipped the product physically and the warehouse has received it. So the GR has happened. Yeah. Now the GR has happened. Okay. So now the GR has happened. Then what HANA will do? HANA will send the receipt confirmation. Yeah. The confirmation of the receipt that yes, I have received the product. And then what Ariba will do? Ariba will send it to the supplier that yes, we have received your product. Good. You understood that? You got that one. So this is the GR receipt confirmation. We send it to the supplier. Okay. This is the confirmation receipt from the supplier that yes, your product is received. Then what will happen here in the HANA? Then the HANA will take that GR and it will then the supplier, what supplier will do? Supplier will say, okay, you got this one. I'm sending you my invoice. Yeah. So from his portal, he send it to Ariba, the invoice. Once the supplier send the invoice, of course, from his portal to Ariba, Ariba will receive the invoice. Ariba will receive the invoice. What Ariba will do? Ariba will say, okay, I got the invoice. Here you go. I'm giving it to the HANA. Yes. HANA, what it will do? HANA will post the IR. Through its all verification process and all that, it will post the IR. Yeah. It posts the IR. Once the IR is done, yeah. So now then it's all about the payment. Yeah. So then the payment will happen. You see how IBP, HANA, and Ariba are working. Yeah. You understood this? Yeah. Very important. Yeah. So so if you see the T code we mentioned, this purchase acquisition, you can do it with the ME51N. Yeah, this is ME51N, this is ME21, and this is MyGo, this is Myro. Yeah, all that I showed you in the slide. I don't want to make that here, but you understood how IBP has done the planning, give it to this MRP, converted into the purchase acquisition, and then Ariba is working with the supplier. Yeah, so this is known as the demand gateway. If you understand the language, this is demand gateway, and this is the payment gateway, because now the payment will happen from this payment gateway. Any question in this one? Understood, Ankit, how the demand side works in this diagram? Hmm? Yeah. Okay. So now here you have to send it to the supplier saying, hey, this is the payment status. We are paying you. So this is the status of the payment. You have to send it to the supplier. The last thing. See how everything is going, and you're not sending it directly. So this diagram is should be like this. HANA will send it to the IB to Ariba, and Ariba will take it and send it to the supplier. Yeah, not no HANA to supplier directly. Otherwise, it will go back to the email and EDI thing. No, HANA will send it to Ariba. Ariba will send it to the supplier. Supplier get the confirmation that yes, payment has been done. Yeah, end to end process is here. Okay, now you see that okay, this is good. They are doing it. The technology they use to connect HANA and Ariba is known as CIG, Cloud Integration Gateway. This is the technology SAP used to connect these two guys. CIG. Okay. What technology is used to connect IBP and S4 HANA? The two of them. CPI DS for a regular batch thing. CPI DS. And also the RTI, real-time integration. RTI. This is for the real time, like you're doing demand sensing, response planning. You need a real time, data transfer going on. So RTI is doing it. Yeah, cloud platform integration, data services, and here is the real time integration. You have two of them. This is much more real time data transfer going on back and forth, and this is after some time. Yeah. Okay, this is how it goes. Now, IBP cannot just send and purchase plan independent request. IBP needs something. Okay, so what IBP needs? Let's learn that. IBP needs master data. That's why I requested IBP consultants before I start my IBP class. Please attend this class because the master data sits in HANA. Master data is not here. If you just learn IBP and you don't know this side, then what type of IBP consultant you are? Yeah, you don't know where the engine is and you know how to drive the car. And somebody said, where is the engine? I said, I don't know. I know my steering. What type of driver you are? Can you see that, Ankit, the problem in the client side?
Yes, sir.
That's why I suggested you. When you asked me, I suggest learn the master. Okay, so the master data is sitting in HANA, and you have all the master data, the material master data, customer master data, vendor master data, bill of material. Yeah, plants. You have all the plants. You have warehouses, plants. Yeah, all those things. All that data, IBP needs that data. Yeah, this is known as master data. Then IBP also need the transaction data. IBP also need the transaction data. What is the transaction data? Yeah, you need the transaction data, that you need the sales order, the open sales orders, the purchase orders, yeah, the inventory snapshot. Yeah, you need an inventory snapshot and production orders. Yeah, All those things IBP needs that. Otherwise, how IBP will know? You know, because IBP need all that to get this plan. Yeah, the output. Yeah? We'll go more detail in the IBP as Arsalan said, SNOP and all that. I will spend some more time on the next class. But for now, just understand IBP needs this data to do us planning, the demand planning, supply planning, all that. IBP needs this data, and IBP needs this master data to do the plan. They have the IBP needs these two for sure. Then only IBP can do the planning. Yeah. Okay. Now you got this part done. You got this purchase acquisition, purchase order. You got all that goods receipt. Yeah, you have, and you paid, and you got the goods receipt. And we are talking about the distribution company. So already you got the goods receipt of the finished good here from the supplier, or you can get trading goods. In the SAP language, never say finished good for distribution company, because SAP has used finished good the for the manufacturing product only. So in SAP language, don't use finished good. You can say trading goods. Okay, trading goods is okay. Finished good is for manufacturing. Yeah, trading goods. You got that one, and you can sell it. Okay, but you don't have one warehouse. You don't have one warehouse. You have, like, for example, you are a company with the, you have a main distribution center, then you have the regional distribution centers. Yeah, then you have a few of the stores, warehouses, near to the customer. You are supporting the retail centers and all that. So you have all this. This is known as supply chain network. Yeah, of a company. So now you know that, hey, I have got this here from the supplier. Yeah, this product goods receipt. I got a goods receipt here in my main distribution center. Now I have to ship it to the regional distribution centers. Yeah, and from regional distribution centers, I have to ship it to the retail stores. Understood the supply chain? So receiving goods here from the supplier does not mean that all these guys have also received it. You understood? You just received from the supplier at one node. Each of these are known as node. Okay, you just receive in one node. Then what you need to ship this product from here to all these places. Yeah, known as replenishment. Yeah, inventory replenishment or distribution planning. Yeah, distribution planning, DRP, distribution requirement planning. What do you do? Distribution requirement planning. Where you do the distribution requirement planning? You do the distribution requirement planning in IBP. Yeah, you do the distribution requirement planning in IBP. Yeah. So once you do that, then what IBP will generate? The IBP will generate the STR. What? STR. Yeah. Stock transport requisition. Stock transport requisition, IBP will generate stock transport requisition, which will be a stock transport requisition, which is not going to go to outside. What MRP will do? MRP will take the STR and MRP will convert into STO, because that's its internal problem. It's not going to go supplier, because STO, stock transport order, is the internal demand. Retail store want this much from this store, this guy needs this much from here. They all are generating the STR at each node, how much each of them need from the other person. You see? So all the STRs are generated for each lane. Each transportation lane, STRs are generated by IBP, and which is part of the so-called MEIO, multi-echelon inventory optimization. Means you cannot keep all your stock here. You need to make it available in all the nodes so that it can be received by the customer, and you don't have too much on any node. It is balanced, optimized. And that is what the MEIO does. So output of IBP is one more output is STR. I'm just talking about the distribution company. We'll talk about the manufacturing company next class because I have to explain to you the MTS and MTO. But have you understood IBP, HANA, and Ariba? This I'll send you the document because I thought understanding this way will be much better for you. What do you think? One last thing I would cover here. Arsalan, I thought the MRP run in S4 also does DRP if you are not using you are not using see at one plant level, Arsalan, okay, MRP at one plant level, not at the network level. Okay, at one plant level, MRP runs, yeah, it can generate, yeah, but at the network level, you need an IBP. Understood?
Okay, but I mean, before IBP, people were running with multiple warehouses, right? So what you're saying is before it was not possible at all to do this. Before
No, no,
IBP.
no, no, no. I didn't said that. I didn't said that. I said for that we had the APO, yeah, supply
Right.
chain. Yeah, yeah. APO was doing that. Yeah, APO was doing that. Some part of APO goes to IBP. Some part of APO goes to HANA. Yes. So
Okay.
the distribution requirement planning was before happening in APO. Yeah. Now that part moved to the IBP. Yeah, at the network
Okay. So
level.
so what you're saying is if you had multiple warehouses, if you did not have APO or IBP, you could not consolidate the net demand from multiple warehouses.
Mhm.
Okay.
Consolidate the demand. Let's see, the question has changed now. Consolidate the demand is a different thing. See,
Yes.
consolidate the demand is not same as generating stock transport request from each node.
Right.
Consolidated the demand is part of the demand planning, where you consolidate the demand of all the retail stores and you do the aggregated planning at the country level or the province level, and you generate the consensus demand. That's a completely different story. That is also we do in IBP. We don't do it HANA. That also thing, the consensus demand thing. Okay. But what
Okay.
I'm talking here is that once the stock is available in one node, you need to distribute to all the other nodes in the network through stock transport requisitions. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. समझ में आया अंकित? अंकित IBP पढ़ने आया है. Ankit is very
Yes,
close to my hometown in India. I am from Bhilai and Ankit is from Nagpur. Ankit, you're Nagpur, yeah?
yes.
I am from Bhilai, hardly 5 hours from you. Yeah.
Yeah, Bilai, Raipur. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I studied from Raipur Engineering, Ankit, 1995 batch.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, so you understood this. This is good. Yeah. Okay. Now let's switch to the SAP side. Okay. I think I've covered enough. Still a lot to cover, but I think we'll keep balancing. So, but Chandan, overall today, yeah, there's a question. Yeah, ask while I am opening my SAP side. Please ask. Distribution planning and unmute करके कर दे मैं फिर मेरा क्या screen SAP का है ना. Please unmute and say it, or Afifa, you can say it if you know. Please do that. Yeah, because I am looking into SAP
Some
9. Yeah, please.
some Mushfiqar Bhai has a question like, so it's basically within the company network. He's asking this.
Yeah, within the company network. Yeah, because it is stock transport distribution planning happens within the company. Purchasing happens outside the company. Yes. Okay. Okay. Any other question?
Sir, Rabia Baji has a question.
Yeah, please ask. Yeah. What is that?
Distribution distribution planning and demand plan done in IBP, but these are two different scenarios.
Yes, exactly. That's not a question. She's um, highlighting the point. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Very good. Yes, Rabia. Rabia studied supply chain from me last year, so her fundamentals are very clear. Arsalan, we covered the whole CPIM in last year's supply chain fundamental course. Yeah, it was a good 6 or 7 months course. Yeah, my students have studied that. So that's why this SAP HANA and this for them is easy because their supply chain fundamental from the business side is very good now.
Okay.
Okay, now you see, oh, sorry, yeah, please continue. Yes. I'm sharing my screen now. And that is the remaining part. We'll do the navigation side, and we'll also continue this from the next class on Saturday. So this is the GUI. Yeah, and this is here you see this guy's user menu. Somebody, if you see something like this, you say my screen is not your screen, which means it is the user menu. And then if you click on the SAP menu, then you can see all the other things came in. Yeah, as I said last time also in the info session, everything we need is part of the logistics here. Yeah, this is the finance people, this is the HR people, and information services, tool service, all that. Yeah, 50% is managed by finance. 40% of the SAP HANA is in the supply chain, and remaining 10-15% is HR and other things. Okay, so mostly HANA is divided among between two, finance and supply chain. Okay, if you go to the open the FIORI, then you just do this. There is a T code here. You just this one you see. This one /n UI2 FLP, you do that, and then you open the, it will show like this. Don't worry, click on the advanced, and then it will ask you to enter your this thing. So you just enter your okay, and then the password.
And Tasif, this is the same access that you have from Sachin, right?
Exactly. Same access I use. It's from the same vendor. So that, yeah. So you got that. See, here now. Okay. So this is my FIORI side, and this is my GUI side. Okay. So, for example, that the T code I showed you, that's one which we use to enter into FIORI as /n UI2 /FLP. I say, I have to remember a code, so you can go to the favorites, and then you can insert a transaction, here, and you can just type it here /n UI2 FLP. You enter that, save it. Yeah. So it's saying it does not exist because the /n is a problem. Yeah. So if you go here and you insert a transaction and you say that /UI2 /FLP. You see, FIORI Launchpad. Yeah, the /n is used, but this is the FIORI Launchpad. Yeah, so if you, this is how you add the favorites. Yeah, you add the favorites. Another thing is that this is a GUI navigation going on. Okay, I will just give the important ones. So as we learn in the class every week, always I will share some tips and tricks in the class. But if we have a whole GUI navigation 1 hour, it does not make sense, because when we are working on it, then I will show you, by the way, do this. It's easy to remember. Okay, few basic things we have to know. If you see this T codes are here, purchasing and all is very good. If I go to extras and settings, and if you see the screen like this, I take this guy out, the display technical. If I take this guy out, and then you say, oh, I cannot see, but you can see, I cannot see. Yeah, you cannot see because you have to go to the extras settings, and then you have to display technical names, and then it will come here. Yeah, you can see here, it is there. Yeah, so it is another way, if you go to here and you say your production side is this is material management. Yeah, this is what we're going to learn. Everything here we're going to learn. Everything I've already covered in the course details. So here you see the purchasing is here. Yeah, purchasing is here. The purchase order. So here you see you have create purchase order ME21, and I put it as a favorite. As you create is 21N, then change is 22N, and display is 23N. This always remember SAP is structured like that. 1N, 2N, 3N. 1N is create, 2N is change, and 3N is display. If you see sequence like this, you will remember that it says create, change, and display. So you see I have included this as a favorite. If I say I want to include the display also as a favorite, what I do, I take this guy and right click on it, and I do add to favorite. Yeah, you see you got 23N also. If I say I want this guy should be in the favorite, like not put everything here, but whatever you are frequently using as an end user, you can add it here. Yeah, another way is that as somebody you see another end user or another consultant say, oh, I have done so much hard work to put my favorites organized, blah blah, and you don't have to manually copy it. You just go and say, hey, can you give me your download? He'll give you the download, and then you just upload. You see, take a download from his PC and upload in your PC, and you will get all those favorites same as was he has. Yeah, all the hours of work he or she has done. If your friend you want to share, then they share you the file, you upload in your PC, and your favorites are all organized like that. Okay. Sometimes you see here in my bottom bar, this is status bar. If you see something like this, and so you can see, I cannot see because you just click on this guy. Yeah, then you can see also. If you see this one here, for example, if I click on ME21 and create purchase order, yeah, if I see here, see the T code comes here also, ME21. Yeah, like over create purchase order, what is this code? Oh, it's this here. Yeah, but if you say, oh, I cannot see this, just click on this here. You see, click on this. See, the dot here is transaction. If the dot is here, you will see. If it is not, just click on that. Dot comes, and you can also see it. Yeah, all the details you see here. Okay. Very good. Just remember this small things, but it gives headache in the. Okay, now you know that the PO has three parts: header part, item overview, and item detail part. Yeah, it has three parts in that one. Now, if you say, okay, I want to see a PO here, we'll create a PO and all that. The whole P2P cycle, we'll do it in the next class. I'm little running out of time. Maybe I will continue another half an hour. So those who have time, is there any step-by-step process to set up what he's saying? Read that. I cannot read the whole thing.
So, Tausif, this is Mushfiq. My
Yeah.
question was like, I got the access from server access from Sachin.
Yeah.
So it's like in the raw thing. So I'm just trying to set it up so that I can get those options which we were showing. Because every time I try to log in, so I'm not getting the PO material logistics thing. So if there is any step-by-step process or anything, so I believe that will help us.
I will share the documents. Yeah. I will share the document, the class recording, and the document all will help you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Welcome. Okay. Yeah, I thought about that. Okay. So, but in the class, focus on how to do, and then the document will help you to remember, and the recording will help you to remember. Okay. Okay. So if you see that this guy is here, check. Yeah. So that's it. Once you create the PO, then you have to check it. Yeah. But this guy is to check the purchase order. For example, if I say, hey, I want to see the purchase order. So let me open the purchase order 353, for example. Yeah. Okay, so this is the purchase order. It has header, it has item overview, it has details. So in the enterprise structure class, maybe next week we start. So in the header data, we need to create that org chart, which is so-called our supply chain network. Yeah, like warehouse, this and company, and how many companies we have in each country. We have a company like whole global supply chain. We have to create that in SAP S/4HANA, which we call it as enterprise or structure or org structure. Yeah. And that once you've done that in the next class, then you will see all these things. And I will going to explain what is purchase org and company code, all that technical detail, but keep it for that class, and see here the 70 units has been ordered. I can see in the status here that, hey, we have ordered this, we delivered this, and we invoiced also. So nothing to be delivered, which is a good news. Yeah. So this is how we will learn all these details to create this one. If you go back here, you see purchase order history. I can know that, hey, we issued a PO to the supplier, we received the goods has been received, and we have been also invoiced, posted the invoice. Yeah. So the whole P2P cycle is complete here. Yeah. P2P cycle is all complete here. And now you see here that, okay, 70 units has been done, and let's see if goods receipt has been done for 70 units or not. Yeah, the goods receipt, yes, 70 units has been received. Yeah, the quantity received 70 units, very good. Yeah. Okay, this is then what happened after the goods receipt? So now you will say the document info, like as soon as the GR is done, in parallel the FI, like this is what the material management and FI, they work, the finance side. As soon as you have received something, what you are supposed to do? You have to increase the inventory level. You have to increase the inventory level. Yeah, you have to increase the inventory level. So then how you know whether the that has happened or not? You click on this document, accounting document, and you will see that, hey, the raw material has been received. And what is this GRIR? Goods receipt invoice receipt clearing account. What is a clearing account? Because this does not go to your balance sheet. This is an interim account. Interim account is kept while you post the accounts payable. Let's hold this money here in this particular GL account till that is transferred to an accounts payable. And when it will transfer to an accounts payable, this GR, this month, we have to pay this much money. That's why minus. We receive this much stock. That is plus. This is known as debit. This is known as credit. In the accounting language, debit, credit. These are the GL account. Yeah. So this will transfer to the accounts payable when we post the invoice. Yeah. So let's go back and see whether the invoice posting is done. So if you go back here and see in the invoice posting here, the second document, then the P2P cycle, the last step is this: purchase acquisition, PO, goods receipt, and the invoice posting. Yeah. So this here you see follow on documents. This is the invoice posting, the Miro. This is the Miro here. Yeah. So if you pushed here, then we do all this in Miro. So if you see here, what happens now? The accounts payable came, cosmetic supplier. That's a supplier. We have to pay this money. So the accounts payable minus is here. You see, and so we are paying some. No, this is the subsequent one. So let's go back on this two, because supplier asked some extra money. That's why this happens. Let's go with the original one first. The first one is this one. Yeah, the first one is this. The supplier is asking extra $150. Okay, so that's what the subsequent debit means. I paid you 1,050. Supplier is saying, no, I need 150 more. So subsequent debit means we'll cover all that in the invoice verification class. All the details. I need to. Yes, Arsalan, please watch the video. It will be posted in YouTube. Thank you very much. I will go another 15-20 minutes. I will cover the accounting part of it. So make sure you watch the video. It's very important. Debit, credit, all that. I will cover that in next 20 minutes. Okay. Thank you. So now you know that if the posting is done, then supplier got the accounts payable and the GRIR. The interim account is gone now. We debited this. Before we credited this, now we debited this input tax. Yeah. So this is how this flows. Yeah. We're going to look into that one. Okay. Now you say that, oh, this is nice. I saw 353, blah, blah. What about the FIORI side? Yeah. You see the FIORI side here? Yeah. So now if you say that, hey, by supplier, by material. Yeah. So if I go by material here. Yeah. Okay. So now I can just run it like that, or if I know the material, I can just use the material. Material number is 57. I can use the material number 57 to save some time. Otherwise, you can just run like that. So if you enter 57 material number, yeah, you see 57 material number, yeah, and then you execute it. purchase document by material. See, these are known as apps. We're going to learn in Fiori navigation how to create these apps. What are the standard apps? Not how to create. What are the standard apps and how to organize that in your Fiori. We're going to learn that. For now, you see that for this particular PO, PO number is 353. Fiori and GUI, there's no different data, same data here and here. Just you know how they are all same, but it is a different user interface. Some likes to work here, some likes to work in Fiori. Same user interface is different, the data is same. 353 is created here. Fiori also will show you exactly same numbers, no change, everything same. So 353 PO number, let's go back here. And where is the 353 number? This you see, purchase order number 353, item number 357, plant is 8001, 70 units order, is still to be delivered, 0, is still to be invoiced, 0. Exactly same what I showed you here, is still to be delivered, 0, is still to be invoiced, 0. I showed you where? I showed you in the status. Ordered 70, delivered 70, means is still to be delivered, 0. Is still to be invoiced, 0, because invoice 70. You see, exactly same. The data is here and same data is here. Okay, good. Now you click on this guy, the 353, double click on that. Yeah, I see it opens. Now you see, oh, it looks exactly same. See, it's all same. Now you go to the org data. You see, status data, exactly same. What I'm showing you here is same in Fiori. Now change, you see. Then what is the difference? What Fiori has done based on the apps created. So one GUI ME21N will give you so much data, unnecessary data for a buyer, which is the buyer don't need all that data. You see how much data fields you have here. You see this, all these data fields. Maybe the buyer don't need all the data to know. But SAP GUI is based on the function base. Oh, you have to purchase order. Let's put all the data related to that. Maybe they don't need all these data, but it is still sitting here. You see, that's where when the Fiori apps are created, they said no. If based on the user role, which I will cover now, based on the user role, the buyer don't need all those fields, so it has reduced the number of fields you can see here, so that the accuracy has increased. Because if you give somebody 1000 fields to work on, definitely they can enter something wrong somewhere and it mess up the system. But if you give them the things only they need to work on, then the accuracy will increase from the So this is how the Fiori has done. Yeah, role based. It says role based. So you see here now, if you see what about that purchase order history and all, you see, go here, you see the purchase order history is here. Yeah, exactly same. 1847, this one, this. Yeah, the goods received, this one. Yeah. So now you know that I go and check the goods receipt, again same thing. If you say, but what about the FI document? Same. FI document is sitting here, which I show you. This one here. You see. You see this, debit this, credit this. You see now. So this is how it is all structured. So we're going to learn on the Fiori side what is all that. If you want to go back to the main screen, you click on that and you go back to the main screen. Yeah. This is this is the main screen. Now, if you say that let me quickly show you a slide here. We stop the class exactly at 12:30, means another 24 minutes. Exactly 12:30 I will stop. 2.5 hours class today. First class, but my students know my class goes like that. So if you get tired, please leave and watch the recording. But my passion of teaching is so high. Okay, if you see my screen now, I'm sharing this screen here. Yeah, you can see the screen now. Michelle, you can see the screen, yeah? Okay, good. So this is my thing. Okay, so quickly understand that here. Uh, okay, that's good. You're seeing the screen. Let me make it bigger here, because you need to understand the structure before you understand the Fiori. Navigation is okay. Now, so here you see that it's function based, and now Fiori is role based. You just need to see the data, what you need, not everything, which is the problem of the ERP of the ECC, that is exposed to too much data to everybody. Yeah, but now not everybody can see that. Is very strict. Okay, good. Now you see here three types of apps, we call it. Transaction, you have to enter the order, or analytical, you have to see the graphs and charts, all that. And you need to some run fact sheet, means show me the reports of purchase orders, or item, material master, vendor master, like all those reports you want to run, those are known as fact sheet. So whenever you see an app, we call it app. When you see an app, you say, hey, is it a transaction or analytical or fact sheet? Okay. This is the list. I will share all that. You can read all that. Okay. But basically you understood. If you create a PO here, you need to do the analysis, spend analysis, all those graphs and charts and all those data analysis here. And you to run the reports here. Okay. Three types: transaction, analytical, and fact sheet. Yeah. That's okay. Here, this is the important one I want to show you. That this is how I just show you this screen, so you know the screen now. So now you see how it is organized. It's all organized by business role. Organized by business role. Yeah. You need to know in your consulting, saying, hey, what is your role? I'm a buyer. I'm a procurement manager. I am a vice president of supply chain. Okay. Based on their roles, you are giving them access in Fiori. Not everybody will get all the access. Okay. So first step is role. What is your role? Based on the role, what you do? Then you define. This is the catalog of all the apps. The catalog of all the apps. I will show you now. And the catalog is organized. You see, catalog is organized. I will show you that. And then each catalog has tiles, which we call as apps also. So this is one app. Create correspondence is one app. Manage customer line item is one app. Each of these apps are known as tiles. In the SAP S/4HANA language, each of these are known as tiles and also apps. Both, all these apps are organized or grouped inside the catalog. Different catalogs, one for purchasing, one for inventory, one for analysis, like different catalog. I will show you that. And which catalog the user will get based on the access, based on the business role. The business role will decide. He's a buyer. He just needs access to 3 different catalog. Oh, he is admin. He needs access. He's a power user. He needs access to all the catalog in supply chain possible. Okay. Based on that role catalog, each catalog has a tile or apps, and this is how it is organized. By the top one we call it space, and this page has this is what called page, and this is the section. This is a page is divided into multiple sections. You understood this diagram? Yeah. This is how the Fiori is organized. Okay. Okay. Just remember this, all starts from role. Okay. So now I showed you that. We'll get back to that material thing next class, because that's another topic. For now, let's cover the Fiori side here. So now you know. Did I presented Michelle the diagram, or I'm presenting here? What I presented just now? Anybody? Afifa, did I presented the Fiori slide or not?
So it was a diagram in a slide.
The Fiori business rule, I showed that one. Yeah.
Not yet, Asha.
Okay. Please tell me if you see my screen, because I don't know whether I showed or not, because I'm working on 2 laptops, one desktop, one laptop. So please let me know when I speak something and it's not in the picture. Just tell me. Please change the slide. Okay. And now you can see. Okay. Okay. So I was presenting. Did you saw these slides or not when I was presenting? No? Just say yes or no. Now showing. Okay, before it was not. Okay. Ravi presented the diagram. Yeah, I was confused. I was sharing both the screens. So whether so did you saw this? I will not waste time. If you saw this slide, I will not waste time. Just one person say, I already saw this. Did you saw this thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. That's what I want to know. That's one sentence. Okay, good. So I will not share this. I'm done with this. I'm going back to the Fiori because I need to make sure that you understood the structure of Fiori before we got inside the Fiori. Yeah. GUI is something we are going to spend 90% of the time in the GUI. So that's why I'm not going much more on the GUI navigation, because we're going to spend a lot of time. Every class will be on GUI. So you're going to learn a lot in GUI. But Fiori, we're going to come on the analytics side. So you make sure you understand. So now you see that this is what I showed you. This is the space, the section, the page. Yeah, this is each section has this one. Yeah, and it's apps. And now what you do is the catalog. Yeah, the role catalog. So if you go here, you see, then you do the app finder. Now you see all these are known as catalog. What are these ones? These are all catalogs. Yeah, these are all catalogs. Yeah, called catalogs. Yeah. So each catalog has tiles. Tiles means apps. For example, purchasing analytics. I click here. You see, this is all. These are the tiles. The tiles means apps. Yeah, the tiles means apps. You can see all that thing. See, this is what the analytical app, you know, the transactional, analytical, and fact sheet. This belongs to the analytical. You see, when you get all the data, then the procurement manager or the director or the VP, you have to configure of course all that, but he's going to use this as a dashboard. Yeah. So that's where the analytical app is there. Yeah. So it's a services spend, purchasing spend. Yeah, all that thing. Yeah. So that's all that all the tiles are grouped into the. And do you get all the access to all of these? No. I told you it is based on the role. Okay, based on the role only you will get access to what you need for that particular role. Yes, but this is all the catalogs. And for example, if I say, you know, let's go here, purchasing contract management, and I say, oh, you know, schedule purchasing job advance. This is an app. Or create a scheduling agreement, you know, a change agreement. I need to take this. Is not in my home page, so I can click on here and I can bring it to whatever group I have created. Yeah, so I can create my own group. Like I created this group here, TI group. I can bring this particular thing in my group. From catalog, I'm seeing which tiles I need or which apps I need. On that tile, I am including it in my group, and I see click here and then click here. What happened now? If I go back to here, see, and where is my TI group here? You see, now I've added create a scheduling agreement. Yeah. If I want to create my another group, for example, this is my group I created. If I say no, you know, I want one more group, then I go to the edit home page. Yeah, edit home page. I create a group here. You see, add group. I create a group and enter the group name. Let's say this time I create IRF group. Okay, I created IRF group. Yeah, and then I say, you know, I want this scheduling agreement not in TI group. I want this guy here in the IRF group. Yeah, I drag from here, dropped it here. That's so easy. Yeah, I dropped here, and then what I will do, I will just close it. You see, I will close it. What I did now, I created the group and I organize. So I can organize my here. See now TI group and IR. If I click IR group, I have this one. If I go to TI group, I have this one. In the home page, all of them are okay. This is how it is done. Yeah, the best practice is to follow what SAP has already provided. Don't mess up creating your own groups unless you want to make your favorite and say I want to create a group known as my favorites and put whatever you use every time. That is a good way of doing it. The same way we did in GUI, you know, we have organized there in the favorites. In the here you can create your own group as a favorite, and then you put all the end user is using all the time, help him or her to organize that stuff. Understood now how you create the group, how you find the app. Yeah, for example, you know, if I want to do the spend analysis and then I don't know which app is that one, so I click here spend, you know, and see, I got my purchasing spend, comparison of spend. Yeah, you're doing the spend analysis. I want to compare. I want to do the spend. So you click on that, and then you can find that see, it's failed to initialize because maybe it is not assigned to the role. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, so that is also good. You can do here, drop down all these ones here. You know what are all the groups you have. You can see all those groups here, and then you can find out purchasing analytics. I already showed you. Source of supply, purchase order processing. In the purchase order processing, what are the ones? Procurement overview, manage purchase order. These are the mostly used ones. Yeah, so mostly used ones. You organize it like this. Okay. So if you know up to this much, I think you are good in the navigation side. You know what the tiles are, you know what the catalog is, you know how to group them, you know how to create a new group. Now you need to know the role side of it. Yeah. So let me quickly share the role part of it. Yeah. Okay. Let me share the screen here. Up to here, you understood the Fiori, not that scary. Yeah. Mushfiq, understood? Fiori is not that scary. Yeah. When you do the few times practice, you will be good. Okay. You are seeing my screen now. Yeah, you're seeing my screen. So what I did, I will share the link of the SAP also. This is, you go to the SAP Fiori library. I'll share the link after the class. Then I'm asking about PR, PO. Rabia, what is the question you have? We can work on the similar. Is Fiori app only display data? No, Rabia, everything what you can do in GUI, you can do in Fiori. Everything. PR, PO, create, MyGo, all that. And the industry best practice now as a consultant, you need to help end users engage or use Fiori more than GUI. GUI is more for the power users and the consultants, and Fiori is for the executives, for the dashboard, and for the end users for the transactions. This is how the industry is organized now. They want consultants to preach this. GUI, power user, consultants. Fiori, end users and vice presidents and directors for the dashboards and for the transaction. If the end user is using GUI for creating a PO, no, that's not a best practice. You have to use Fiori to create a PO, because as we just discussed, the GUI gives the buyer exposed to so much data in ME21N, which is not required, and the possibility of doing the error is high. Yeah. So that's why end user is a Fiori. Okay. Now, there are certain things we cannot do in GUI, only Fiori, because SAP has stopped investing in GUI. It's saying no, we don't want to invest it, because we want, the future is all apps. So we will invest in creating more apps. And this file you are seeing here, I downloaded from the SAP Fiori library. This file you see here, this is a very good. I'm going to share this after the class. It's going to help you a lot. You see that. You see. So now you see line of business, catalog. I showed you the catalog. I showed you the app name. Each catalog has an app. For example, the sourcing and procurement. You see here. See the sourcing and procurement is here. Yeah. Let me do that so that you understand it faster. It's easy to show in Excel file than in, and I've done all the pivot tables. See, I download the raw data, then I do the pivot table, a lot of things. I love doing all that, hopefully you will feel the benefit of that. Okay, let me freeze this guy first. Okay, so if you see that this is how it is organized. Yeah, it's so catalog. I showed you each catalog has so for example, if I want to go to line of business, it say, I want to focus only what I do, which is sourcing and procurement. So, okay, just go sourcing and procurement. Sourcing and procurement. Sourcing, and then it is shared by many other, like sourcing and procurement is not unique. It is many other departments also, like finance and this, they also use it. But if you just want to see exactly only sourcing and procurement what is there, then you just select this guy. Otherwise, it is other departments also use the functionalities. Okay, so now you this sourcing procurement, the catalog, these are all the catalogs, and under each catalog, these are all the apps organized. So if you say what is under the purchase order processing, then you don't have to like go to Fiori and all that. You can see it here. These are all inside the purchase order process. So very easy, it's very helpful. Yes, so this is how you know when you see this. This is the download from the Fiori app library SAP website. You see this, then you go to the Fiori and then you can work on it. Okay, it's easy. Okay, now each app, if it is a direct mapping to a GUI, then you will see the T code also. Yeah, the T code is also there. For example, you see all this T code, ME21N, like I showed you ME21N. This is the T code, and the app name is create purchase order. You see, or create purchase order advanced based on the data you want to see. Yeah, so if it is a one-on-one mapping with a T code, you know exactly I'm doing a create purchase order in GUI with T code, transaction code ME21N, or I can use the app or the tile create purchase order, and this tile belongs to this particular catalog purchase order processing. How easy it is to use the Excel file and then the Fiori. Okay. And then you say, but what about the role? You said this catalog belongs to a particular role. Okay, just go to the right side. Yeah, and you see the roles. Yeah, this is the role. Purchaser is the role. Yeah, and then you see here the purchaser is the role. You see the role description, purchaser. Yeah, you see the role description is purchaser. All the roles are here. Yeah, all the roles are here. Purchaser. You see. So now you know this is my role. And this is how, when I will show you how to configure in SAP role. So when you enter that role in SAP for a user profile, you have to enter this guy, SAP_BR_purchase. I will show you that. And once you enter that, that particular user has access to this catalog. And this catalog has all these apps. Understood, Mushfiq? Mushfiq is here in Toronto. I met him here in Tim Hortons, and a very good guy. He's from Bangladesh. Yes, Mushfiq? He said, I want to learn sourcing and procurement, and he's a procurement manager from Bangladesh. He has CIPS degrees. Yes, Mushfiq, you have CIPS and all. He's a very advanced level procurement manager. Yeah, this course will help him to get job in Canada. Yeah, because all this is procurement experience from Bangladesh will work here then. Yes, yeah, see, he has so many degrees. MCIPS, CSCL, CPS, MC. That's what I'm saying. This course, many students, very good profiles. That's why I always make sure that I share the value for the students, not waste their time and my time. Okay, so now you understood how it is organized, how to use this Excel file, which I will share with all of you. So that is a good thing. And now you say that, hey, what about these roles? Yeah, these roles here, you see. So let me quickly show you in SAP, and then I will show you that. Okay, so now you see here, this the vendor, I got this one, which I have shared with all of you. He didn't give me access to the admin side where the roles has been. He said, please send me what roles you need and I will help you. And I have done with my previous class. This time also I will do the same thing. But I have another vendor. I have two access. So backup, if this does not work in the class, I can jump on the other one. Yeah. So this vendor has given me the access. I will show you here. Okay. Okay, the T code here is SU01. That guy has not given me access. So this one has given me. So if you go here and then you find your username, which is this one. Yeah, whatever the username you have. Yeah, you got that. You enter that and you enter that here, and you see there's you see display. Yeah, you see. And if you go to the roles here, yeah, you see all the Excel file I showed you the roles, they all are here. Yeah, you see. I told you that for the purchaser, you have to write something SAP_BR blah blah. You see here the purchaser is where is the purchase? You see purchaser, central procurement, yeah, purchaser. You see all this. You see all these roles. So this particular user has access to these roles, and these this is not. This is a sandbox. And we want to practice all of HANA, so that's why he gave me all the access. Yeah, that's different story. But when you are in a client side doing a project, don't think that they will have all these. No, they will not have all these. They will have maybe 2 or 3 of them. That's it. You are a buyer, you get purchasing, you get some of that the dashboard thing, analytics part. That's it. Maybe 2 or 3 roles. That's it. They will not get all that. Okay. So that's why as a consultant, you need to map. You need to map the role with the user. Yeah, user, role, map it, and then each role has a catalog I showed you, and each catalog has a tiles which is called app. Yeah, so this is how, see, production planner, this one. So if it's production planner, then he will get access to this one and maybe 1 or 2 more of those one. Yeah, if it's a purchasing manager, he's got a. So this is how SAP has done. It made it role based. GUI was function based. Yeah, so this is much more advanced now. Yeah, if I have to enter a new role here, one role is missing here. He's very good of friend of me, so he gave me access, and usually they don't give access. So if I go here and change to maintain, and then I will enter a new role here. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, but I don't mess up with him because he trusts me. Okay, that's how I think I will stop here today. A lot to teach, but I should consider the time of all of us. Okay, stop the recording also. 1 second. And then we have 5 minutes after that. Stop the recording.